We had family over for a couple of days and I definitely went overboard once again when buying the veggies. On top of that, we're traveling for a weekend away tomorrow. I really want to find a way to use all these up. After a little bit of thinking, I remembered that once when in the same situation, I roasted all the vegetables for a pasta sauce and it turned out really nice, so I'm gonna try to do the same today. We're definitely not gonna be able to use it all up before we travel. However, the great thing about this pasta sauce is that it freezes really well, so that's what I'm gonna do with any leftovers. I begin with cleaning all the red bell peppers and cutting them into pieces. It absolutely doesn't matter what kind of pieces because they're gonna get blended later on. However, try not to make them too small so that they don't burn in the oven. I've been thinking for a while whether I should get one of those kitchen gadgets which chop the vegetables in pieces for you. However, to be honest, I find chopping the vegetables really relaxing and I would probably feel like missing out on my favorite part of cooking. Just listen to that crunch on the wooden board. Once the peppers are ready, I continue with the tomatoes. You could really use any kind of tomatoes, I'm just using cherry tomatoes because that's what we had in the fridge. Helping to chop the ingredients was actually one of the first things that my mom or my grandma allowed me to help with in the kitchen. Maybe that's why I still enjoy doing it. Childhood memories never fade, do they? Thank God there was no social media back then. Imagine all the hate my family could get.
A little girl shouldn't be messing around with a knife.
Funnily enough, the only time I ever cut myself with a knife was when I was around 25, so I promise you, it was all good. Once the tomatoes are all chopped, we add them to the peppers. A bit of salt. And a lot of black pepper. Of course, only if you like a lot of black pepper. If you don't, a little bit is just fine. Same with the garlic. I would love to put a whole bulb of garlic inside, but my husband is not a big fan, so I'll just go with 2-3 cloves. I see a lot of people in cooking videos not peeling the garlic, but I was never brave enough to try that. Isn't it like dry and chewy if you don't peel it? I mean, we are gonna blend everything in the end, but still, is it worth the risk in a family full of fussy eaters? Nah, I don't think so. Now we're gonna chop up one of my all-time favorite ingredients, celeriac. A lot of people don't know this vegetable at all or have no idea how to use it, so let me introduce you. I'm pretty sure everyone knows the celery stalks, especially after the recent celery juice craze. And the celeriac is simply the root growing under these stalks, and it's amazing in soups, stews and similar types of dishes. Obviously, in sauces as well. Once the veggies are all together, I mix them really well with some olive oil, which I forget to film adding. Then I evenly spread them on a baking tray, covered in baking paper. I feel like I already used up all my patience on raising my children, so I have no patience to wait around for food. That's why I mostly use my oven on the highest setting. I call today's result a very good one, because only some of the edges are charred a little bit. Once the veggies cool down, they go into a blender. I guess you could do that right away depending on your blender. However, since I heard about a blender exploding in someone's face because there was hot soup in it, I tend to be a little more careful. Now I'm adding some leftover feta cheese, which in theory you could add to the veggies before you roast them. I just don't tend to do it because I don't find it makes a massive difference whether the feta is roasted or not. Once blended, I combine the sauce with the pasta and whatever is left goes in the freezer. Then I stir it with a spatula because all my other utensils are in the dishwasher. I'm eating by myself today because my boys are still at school, but I'm saving some for my little one who is a big pasta lover and I'm sure he's gonna be very happy about this dinner. Adding some boiled peas for protein and veggies, and also to give myself a fun activity, picking them up. I kid you not, nobody is clumsier than me. Clumsy or not, the pasta sauce turned out really nice. I would love for you guys to try it and also to let me know what's your go-to recipe if you're trying to get rid of leftover veggies in your fridge. Thanks for watching and see you soon!